It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video. In this one, we're going to talk about a recent interview Scott Gimple did about Season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead, where he actually defended Season 5. Now, before we start, Scott Gimple, of course, is the Chief Content Officer, or something to that effect, who oversees all things Walking Dead related. He pretty much runs the universe of The Walking Dead, and has a fair bit of oversight on both Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and also now the third spin-off, World Beyond. So he recently did an interview, and I'm not going to go through the article here, but he was pretty much asked about the backlash that Season 5 of Fear got, and his response, which is a fair question. Now, Gimple started off kind of going in circles and going in parallels like he usually does, but what he said can be summed up by saying that he pretty much said that he and the writing team for Season 5 and the showrunners have this long-term vision for the story, and that even though Season 5 was a bit slower, it sets up things that will be rewarded in the future, and that nothing was wasted story in Season 5. He pretty much defended the writing decisions made in Season 5 and backed up the showrunners and defended them in a way as well. He even went as far as comparing Season 5 of Fear with Season 2 of The Walking Dead's original show, where the story was slow and the survivors were in the farm pretty much the entire season. But Fear's Season 5 was bad for so much more than just being slow. I think it's so unfair comparing Season 5 of Fear with Season 2 of The Walking Dead. Season 2 of the original show was slow, that's a fair point, but it had character development which was decent in that specific season. There were interesting character interactions and moments, and most importantly, there was a solid and a half decent story. But Season 5 of Fear was bad, not just because it was slow. It was also because there were no solid, decent stories. Instead, it was split into mini-stories that all lacked interesting and meaningful plots. Characters we love were pushed to the background, like Alicia and Strand and Daniel Salazar, and new characters were given time to shine, and they didn't do much with them. Morgan, a fan favorite character from the original show, crossed over the previous season, but was given a lame-ass story, and they pretty much ruined his character. And don't get me started about the dialogue and the cliffhanger that we had at the end of the season. Also, the villains, if you want to call them that, were abysmal. Now, The Walking Dead's original show was limited in a way since it had the comics to go by. And no matter how much they remixed it, at the end of the day, they had to kind of stay true to the comics to a degree. And with that, they pulled off a sort of half-decent season. Not the best season out of all of the seasons, but a pretty decent season. Now, Fear has this freedom, since they don't have to rely on the source material, and they have the popularity of the original show to help them and back them up, and they still didn't or couldn't do much to save the season. Now, going back to what Gimple said, of course he's going to defend the season and the series. Of course he's going to defend the writers. He's not just gonna come in and start roasting everyone, because there's no going forward after that, or there's no going back after that, I should say. But behind closed doors, I'm sure that he got the criticism to the writing team and to the showrunners. And I think he did his best to push the writing team and the showrunners to a new direction based on fan feedback that he got. Much like what he did after Season 7 and 8 of The Walking Dead's original show. We can hate on Gimple as much as we want, but we gotta give him credit where credit is due. He left after Season 8 because of the backlash so that Angela Kang can bring a breath of fresh air into the series and do her thing to make fans happy, which paid off. And I think Angela Kang is doing a decent job so far. She did a decent job in Season 9, and now so far in Season 10, she's doing a fantastic job, I think, given how bad Seasons 7 and 8 were. Now, of course, you can make the argument that Gimple didn't just leave because he felt that that's what the fans wanted. He just got a better job. But that's beside the point. Now, what Gimple gets out of this fan feedback and how he translates it and What the showrunners are gonna do to change the story in season 6 is a different question and a different topic altogether. But to end this video, I think that Gimple's response was a more politically correct response rather than an honest one. But that's pretty much my thoughts on this. I want to know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.